You know, you can see why it was leaking coolant slash maybe transmission fluid as well. This was such a bitch to get out. Such a bitch. I would never wish Audi upon anybody. First of all, when people buy Audis, I know that they're under warranty. You know, you take them to the shop, they get the maintenance, and people who buy Audis buy them for while they're under warranty, and then hopefully they get rid of them before they expire, and then those Audis are then sold on to people who like the image of an Audi, the brand, but don't really know what it's like to work on one. Hey, you know the mechanics that work on these cars, they deserve every penny. They deserve the sharp rate and plus some, because these things are not designed to be worked on. It just, you could tell they're meant to be driven and disposed of. The way these are engineered, they're not designed to be maintained, or maybe if they are, it's like an afterthought of the engineers whoever designed this car. Yes, fun to drive, but what a massive engineering catastrophe. It's a horrible design. I'd like to punch some of the engineers in the face. Hey, look, you know, I didn't buy this Audi. This was given to us by my brother-in-law for my youngest son. I've been trying to get rid of it, but there's a part of me that says, okay, sell it, and then move on, right? But my conscience won't let me sell this car to somebody who would then buy it and try and drive it, and Mr. Kitty, Mr. Miyagi right there, and try and drive it and you know, try and get to and from work, or maybe they have kids in the back. I do not wish that upon anybody. You know, in our culture, I'm part of the Sikh faith. We're meant to make our living honestly, right? And I cannot sell this on to somebody honestly. This is not going to happen. Even for $1,000, I would let the person know, hey, look, this is going to give you maybe a ton of problems. There's going to be a new feature, a new problem that's going to pop up within 2-3 weeks of you driving it. And it'll be something crazy. And you've taken it to the shop, they're going to charge you what they deserve to charge you, you know, thousands of dollars just to get to something. The engineering's a catastrophe on this car. I wouldn't, please, if you see an Audi on the road, remember they designed this for the European market. They just happen to be in California, where they go for 20 odd years. And in Europe, these cars are done in 6 years, man. 5-6 years, 10 years max. Yeah, because of the rust and the climate over there. These cars are disposable over there in the UK, Europe in general. So just understand, we're in California. I think, no, these are meant to be in the crusher and on to the next, right? I'm going to talk about my problem. Sorry for the ramble, guys. Talk about the problem. So this started leaking after a lot of work we've done on this car. It started leaking from here. My hands are clean, but look how loose this bolt is. This bolt is super loose. You know, just hand tightened it, but it's incredibly loose. That's where it was leaking from. And look at what we have to do just to get to that bolt. Well, I couldn't get to it from the side because there's stupid plastic things in the way. There's plastic that if I could access this, I could tighten it from the side, but no. Transmission oil got into the cooling system, so we know that rubber doesn't do well with oil, so I've got to replace that seal, tighten that back up, put coolant back in, button this all back up together, and donate it. Probably get $500-600 for it, but donate it. It has to be running. That's the thing about donations. It has to be running. But the thing about this car is, like, if they turn it on, it'll just start pouring coolant out of that part. And it wasn't me that put that radiator on. It was my brother-in-law who did it. He buys cars from Copart, or I don't know where he gets them from, but he gets his cars, fixes them, and sells them onto the next sucker. He gave this one to my son. I didn't really want it, but it was, you know, my wife, and it was, oh, it's a free car. It's a freaking nightmare. Excuse my language. It's a horrible car to work on. Horrible. Please, if you're buying an Audi, be warned. Make sure you have a lot of money in your pocket to pay for the labor and parts on this car. They're not meant to be on the road for more than 6 years. We're just in California where cars last longer because rust hasn't got to them. And people say, if you maintain it properly, blah, blah, blah. No, because a lot of these parts are plastic. Plastic degrades, okay? There's a piece back here, something to do with the coolant. That's all plastic back there, okay? Once that breaks, you know how hard it is to get there and get that done? Oh, freaking heck. That little piece, by the way, it's a little plastic piece. But the labor to get back there and put it in properly. Don't forget, if you touch one part of this car, everything else has to be replaced on it as well. It's just the way it is. The plastic pieces will snap on you, break. I'll give you an example like this one right here. This is the coolant. I know this has come from the junkyard, but look, it snapped off the top and barely touched it. Barely, just dunk. So yeah, these are definitely designed for what you call it, planned obsolescence. All vehicles are like that now. Just understand, doesn't matter what brand you're driving. Just understand, in California, they just happen to last longer because of the weather that we have over here. Rust doesn't get to them. But these aren't meant to be on the road for more than 6 years, 7 years. I think they designed for 10 years max, and then they're supposed to be thrown away. This is an 18, 19-year-old car, but it's a super massive piece of shit, super massive. But when it drives, oh, it's fun. I can see why people like them, you know. But the price you pay, the trade-off is not worth it. So get an Audi at your own peril. Volkswagen, Audi, both the same, right? I think Audi just jacks up the price on the parts. But buy at your own peril, because they will self-dismantle on you. And understand, Audi doesn't give a shit. They want their product on the shelf and out the door. And 6 years, 7 years max. They're supposed to be in the crusher already. Okay, God bless everyone. I gotta take this up, tighten that bolt. Oh my God, dude. You know, you don't understand how hard it was just to get to that. Freaking insane. Oh my God. And you know, oh, if you had the right tools. Still, come on, man. You know, I know there's a bunch of torques, and I know there's a bunch of security type, you call it square. That I got those, but I needed to drill this hole bigger just to get the headlamp out, so I can put my socket in there. It wasn't a regular. Oh, dog escaped.